For investigating SSA के people को ये ankylosing वाला, the basic X-rays which are needed specific as a homeopath, if I'm sitting, if I'm suspecting someone coming to that, so what are the basic X-rays? ठीक है, lab investigation I'll do everything, the
No, but
CBC
even in
CRP.
lab, there is very little to do for ankylosing.
So just
So
mention the
CBC,
specific
ESR, uric acid, and CRP is the basic you do.
anti-CCP.
Anti-CCP I will not do because I am not suspecting RA, no? So I will not do anti-CCP. And in people who
X-ray.
have associated possible hypovitaminosis D and they can afford to do that, I'll ask for vitamin D. Otherwise, I'll give a vitamin D together any which way. And
X-rays.
X-rays, again, which is the area that is relevant today. So I'll ask for that. Suppose it's the entire thing, then I'll ask for cervical, dorsal and lumbar. But I'll definitely ask for a prone pelvis with 30-degree caudal tilt because that will pick up the SI joint pathology first. So I want a sacroiliitis being yes or no documented. So if I'm suspecting SSA, I will ask for a prone pelvis with 30-degree caudal tilt.
And MRI would be SI joints.
MRI would be SI joints or the entire spine depending on
Whatever
what is the
the
trouble. So
affected.
on the SI joint, on the entire spine, you can find a corner, shiny corner sign as they say. So shiny corners are when you have the whole vertebrae, one corner on each side of the, will be shiny. They will be bright on T2. That's known as shiny corner sign.
So squaring of vertebrae will
Squaring of vertebrae on plain X-ray. Yes, because normal vertebrae on plain X-rays would be normal vertebrae have this slight curvature, whereas squared vertebrae will be more stiffer. So squaring of vertebrae is a early sign of ankylosing. In inflammatory backache, MRI will be of the least importance according to me because majority of the times you will be able to prove the inflammatory phenomenon through other modalities. Rarely will you need a MRI to prove or disprove it, like a sacroiliitis, which is not seen on the plain X-ray but seen on the MRI. But that kind of people are anyway those. See, it's like this: the person who wants to be diagnosed now when he's just started his treatment are the people who are ready to spend any which way. तुम ना बोलोगे तो भी वो सामने से करके लाएगा. And those who are already in that laid back position have gone into sacroiliitis जो X-ray में दिखेगा.
Role of PET scan in the diagnosis. I'm asking with the relevance to the one case where patient comes up, middle-aged patient, female, comes up with vague dorsal and the chest pain and episodic with some evening rise of fever and rest of the aches and pains are there. Now accidentally patient has come after the diagnosis to me, but they went on doing the investigations and everything.
Correct.
MRIs was done, everything was negative, and PET scan picked up a solid costovertebral joints
Yes,
inflammation, and
correct.
then it was
Correct.
diagnosed
So
as
this is very relevant. So PET
in which
CT.
cases then we will
So-
go into that.
So PET CT has to be kept as a large brahmastra that you use when you have undiagnosed things which are musculoskeletal in origin. Meaning, if I have a backache which is not resolving, where all the investigations are negative, then in my mind, I may want to think of an inflammatory backache which is coming up. I may want to rule out a metastasis. I may want to rule out a, metabolic bone disease for that matter. You do a PET CT, you will be able to pick up any of these things. But because the cost is 25,000 bucks, you don't ask for it on day one. So it's like what I say, diagnosis by exclusion. You do this, नहीं कुछ आया, ठीक है देखते हैं. Then do the next, नहीं कुछ आया, ठीक है देखते हैं. Then you have the last guy there. I have done PET CT for musculoskeletal pains and have been history के साथ, of course, not just because there's a list of investigations to be done, but picking up a diagnosis which was not picked up elsewhere and doing a PET CT picked it up. So we have had that.
With something particular on the mind.
Oh yes, that's what I said. When I am thinking about a metabolic bone dysfunction which has not been picked up in the biochemistry, where I am thinking of a metastasis at the back of the mind where I don't know the primary, or where I am thinking of this kind of a rare inflammatory thing which is not being picked up, but you know, yeah, nahi, this is inflammatory. Then I'll do that provided the patient is affording. I will not do it as an academic exercise.
The role of dynamic X-rays other than in listhesis in any of the...
No. Only for instability will you do dynamic X-rays, that is forward flexion and backward extension. You will take X-rays in the lateral view to look for instability. So osteoporotic wedge compressions also you look for instability X-rays, where you make the patient sit and take an X-ray and stand and take an X-ray, and you will find the wedging worsening or improving, then it's an unstable wedging.